Hello everyone, welcome to my update US gossip channel. Is Carly preparing to take the fall in Drew's shooting? In the past week, Carly Spencer has been giving fans cause for concern. Even though she was aware that she did not, her informal interview with Police Commissioner Anna Devane gave the impression that she had said something that could be used against her. Carly doesn't seem very guilty, and it doesn't seem like she would risk everything she has going on in her life to go to jail because she shot Drew Cain. However, that does not imply that she will not end up there. Spoilers for General Hospital. Carly thinks Michael shot Drew. Laura Wright discussed Carly's feelings regarding Michael in detail when she recently spoke with Soap Digest. She believes he may have actually shot Drew, and she is concerned that he will be imprisoned for it. After all, Tracy Quartermaine saw him that night and saw him there, so there is no guarantee that she will cover for him. In addition, his only justification is a call girl he paid, the same call girl Portia Robinson and Nina Reeves paid to sabotage Drew. According to Wright's statement to the publication, Carly will basically do anything to prevent Michael from going to prison for this, implying that she would go to prison for him before letting him go. Let's get down to business for a while. It makes no sense for Carly to be sent to prison. A federal WSB agent is her date. Sonny Corinthos, her ex-husband, is unquestionably one of the country's most powerful men. He has prevented her and countless others from being imprisoned numerous times, including himself. It is absurd for Carly to abandon herself when she has a family of children and grandchildren who require her to spare Michael and his 2 children. Donna Corinthos, her domestic child, requires her just as much. The majority of fans aren't enjoying this storyline. Spoilers from General Hospital. Can she get away with it? Could Carly have planted that gun at Elizabeth Baldwin's place on purpose? Yes, and it appeared that was what she was doing that day when she stopped by and subtly moved around the townhouse without the head nurse noticing. However, the context of the situation is critical because it would not make sense for Carly to stow the gun at Elizabeth's house if she was trying to blame Michael for a crime she never committed. Instead, it appears that Carly planted the gun to give the impression that Willow was the shooter, putting her in a position to shoulder the blame for Michael. How did she acquire the weapon? Tracy may be working with Carly to safeguard Michael, and it's possible that it was all the Quartermaine estate all along, hidden away for her own safety. Ouch. Apologies, Willow. Twist of the two-shooter, who targeted Drew that night? That evening, Drew Cain? Nina Reeves was also arrested for conspiracy to commit murder, and Willow Tate was recently arrested for Drew's attempted murder. Even though Nina tried to give Willow an excuse, that fell apart when security footage showed that Nina was alone at her apartment building. It is evident that Nina did not kill Drew, but did Willow? There is a possibility that Willow is actually guilty, even though she will blame Michael Corinthos for framing her with the evidence at Elizabeth Baldwin's place. However, it's also possible that an entirely different individual pursued Drew and turned his house into a scene of crime. Since Drew was shot twice with a delay in between, it's possible that 2 shooters were involved. It's possible that one of the attackers fired the first shot and then gave the gun to a second shooter. It might have been a way for the perpetrators to get to know one another and make a joint commitment to this crime. Obviously, if that were the case, neither shooter did a very good job, as Drew survived. However, Kai Taylor and Trina Robinson made the observation that Scout Cain's phone call may have scared off the perpetrator, or the 2 perpetrators, if this double shooter theory is true, and saved Drew's life. Even if Willow is found to be responsible in the end, she may have collaborated with someone else. Despite the fact that Nina is innocent, Drew had other foes who might have been willing to work with Willow that stormy night. On the other hand, it might be yet another covert duo. It will be interesting to see who actually fired those bullets because Drew had a long list of enemies who were capable of taking drastic action. Do you think there could be 2 shooters given the length of time between shots? In GH's Drew Whodunit, would that information provide a good twist? Carly Spencer, pacing like a caged lioness outside Drew Cain's room. Her eyes are rimmed with sleepless worry, her fingers trembling as she grips her phone, reading the same text over and over, "He knows. It's only a matter of time." She looks up just as Michael Corinthos storms down the hallway, his jaw tight, his eyes fierce with the kind of determination only a son of Sunny could carry. "Mom," he says, his voice low but cutting, "I want the truth. Who did this to Drew?" Carly swallows hard, her throat tight. For weeks she's held it in, lying to protect the people she loves, but the weight of her secret is crushing her. She looks toward Drew's hospital room, where monitors beep like slow, dying heartbeats, and then back at Michael. "Not here," she whispers. "Please. Not here." But Michael shakes his head. "No more lies, Mom. Not this time." Gunfire echoes in the dark alley near the docks. Drew's silhouette falls backward as a bullet tears through the night air. Carly screams his name, rushing forward as his blood pools under her hands. "Stay with me, Drew. Don't you dare leave me." Sirens wail in the distance, but amid the chaos, Carly catches a glimpse of the shooter, tall, broad shoulders, a glint of familiarity in his stance before he disappears into the fog. Later, when the police question her, she lies. She says she didn't see the shooter. Because deep down, she recognized the way he moved, the precision, the hesitation before he pulled the trigger. It was someone trained. Someone connected to the mob. Someone she'd seen before. Inside the hospital room, Drew lies motionless, tubes running from his arm, his breath shallow. Sam sits quietly beside him, clutching his hand, whispering words of strength that only he can hear. Out in the hall, Sonny Corinthos appears, his face set in stone, his black coat dripping from the rain. "Carly," he says softly, but there's warning in his tone. "Don't say anything." "Not yet." She flinches. Michael turns sharply. "Why, Dad?" "Because it leads back to you?" Sonny's eyes flash with fury. "Watch your mouth." Michael doesn't back down. "Tell me why my mother is protecting whoever did this. Was it Dex? Was it one of your men?" The tension thickens like smoke. Sonny looks at Carly, a silent plea between them, a history of lies and love and mutual destruction in one shared glance. But Carly shakes her head. "No, Sonny. It's too late for secrets. Not anymore." She steps closer to Michael. "I thought I could protect you. Protect everyone. But every time I lie, it just gets worse." Michael's voice breaks, then stop lying. Carly exhales, her voice shaking. "It wasn't Dex. It wasn't Sonny. It wasn't anyone you'd expect." She hesitates, remembering the moment that changed everything, a call from Valentine Cassadine, his smooth voice dripping with half-truths. "Carly, if you value Drew's life, you'll stay quiet. This goes deeper than you think." Carly bursts through the door, furious. "You knew." Valentine sips his scotch calmly. "I know many things. You'll have to be more specific." "Don't play games with me," she hisses. "Drew's fighting for his life." "I saw the shooter, Valentine. I know it was one of your people." Valentine smirks. "One of mine? Hardly. You'd be surprised who wants Drew Kane dead." Then he slides a photo across his desk, a grainy security image. The shooter's face half hidden, but unmistakable. Carly gasps. "No. That can't be." The face staring back at her is Jason Morgan. Carly looks at Michael, her eyes glistening. "You have to understand. I didn't want to believe it." Michael recoils. "You're saying Jason shot Drew?" The hallway feels like it tilts sideways. Sonny's eyes widen in disbelief. "That's impossible. Jason's dead." Carly shakes her head. "I thought so too. But he's not. He's alive, Sonny. He's been back for months, hiding, watching. And he's working for someone." A gasp echoes from down the hall, Nina Reeves, clutching her coat, having heard everything. "Jason's alive?" she whispers. Sonny turns toward her, his voice sharp. "You don't belong here, Nina. This is family business." But Nina's face hardens. "Family? You mean the same family that hides murders and lies until people end up in body bags? Carly glares. Get out, Nina. But Nina doesn't move. You're not the only one keeping secrets, Carly. Maybe you should tell them who Jason's working for before I do. Michael looks from Carly to Nina. What is she talking about? Carly's lips part, but she can't bring herself to say it. Nina smirks coldly. You really think Jason came back on his own? He was found, rescued, by Cyrus Renault. The name drops like a bomb. Sonny's fists clench. You're lying. Nina shrugs. Believe what you want. But I've seen the proof. Jason's been under Cyrus's thumb since Greece. The world seems to freeze. Michael steps back, his voice trembling with rage. You knew this? You knew Jason was alive, and working for Cyrus, and you didn't tell me? Carly's voice cracks. I didn't know how. I thought I could fix it. I thought if I found a way to free him from Cyrus, he'd come back to us. She pauses, her voice breaking. But Drew got too close. Cyrus sent Jason to eliminate a threat. He didn't know who the target was until it was too late. Michael's eyes widen in disbelief. So Jason shot Drew because Cyrus ordered him to? And you've been covering it up? Carly nods silently, tears streaming down her cheeks. He didn't mean to. The bullet was meant to warn, not kill. But it went wrong. She presses her hand to her chest. Jason came to me that night.